windowing.
Hey, Mexipino, welcome in. Welcome in. Sonica, welcome in. AT, welcome in. Sonica, how are you doing? DC, welcome in. Welcome back. Oh, I need to set my goal for the live. Let's do let's do 20 white doves. AT, welcome in. Doing okay. I'm doing really good, thank you. Haircut, not headache. Oh, thank you so much, DC. Yeah, we got a haircut today. Got her hair did. How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome in. We'll begin in a couple of minutes. Just waiting for the live to get filled. Doing good, DC. DC, are you on vacation now? Vacation from school? Brenda Ape, welcome in. Oh, good. Good. That's good to know. Good. I can't get these things out. Make it work. Leah Martin, welcome in. Hey, Brenda 8. We used to have a regular named Bad Ape. And he used to come in regularly, but I haven't heard from him in a while. T-Boy Shanks, welcome in. The tea for tonight is lavender chamomile. Ooh, we got 30 people in here. Those of you who are on YouTube, we read 4 books, children's literature. We will be starting at 10 after the hour. Mexipina, thank you so much for the doves. When Doves Cry, thank you. Victoria, welcome in and welcome back. We are refreshing our... Yay, we're halfway there. We're refreshing the lights of our dragon. Right? Mexipina. It's a classic. We are refreshing the lights in our dragonflies. There's one. We love a good Prince song. We love a good Prince song. Guys, these make such a satisfying noise when you crack them. Trying to crack so that we can get all of the light going in them. We'll wait just a couple more minutes before we begin. We're waiting for the room to fill up. We did a library haul today, turned in a lot of our old books. We have fresh new titles. The library that's by my apartment had a cart with a whole bunch of books for sale. For $1. Now, I was telling the East Coast, what East Coast feed? Hey, Anna, welcome in. I was telling the East Coast feed that the one by my work usually has tables with like old magazines. And it's pretty tattered and pretty like used. And you could tell that they've been lovingly used. But this library here by my place, they were giving away these really nice books. I'm going to show you right now. Hey, John, welcome in. Welcome back. I'm going to show you some of the books that I got. What makes these books different, there's children's literature books, is that they've kept the library plastic on top. Which normally when they sell them, thank you so much, Lauren, for that. When they sell them, they'll take the plastic covering off. Because I think they make that plastic covering at the library. They do that themselves. But they didn't take them off. And so, I'm going to show you some of the titles that we got. This is one that I read to the East Coast. Really good titles. Child of Glass. This was 25 cents. And it's got the library cover still on it. Gorgeous illustrations in this one. I was telling the East Coast, then we read this one, Flashlight. I was telling the East Coast, I was gonna go to the manager and say, are you sure you want to sell this? The Not So Far Away Adventure. These are all mine. I purchased them. 4 for $1. Numina and the Hurricane. This one's got gorgeous illustrations in it. Art pieces. Then, this one too. This one's a beautiful one. Look at this one. The Hanukkah Magic of Nate Goodall. And it's new too. And look at these illustrations. We love, especially I had to get this one because this one sparkles. It's got little shiny things in it. Watch. We'll read this one for this. Look at that. How was I not going to pick this one up? It's got something shiny in it. Yes, our library is growing. We're getting a lot of good. And look at the gold on that one. Like his little purse bag is. Yeah, right? Anna, I agree. Look at that shimmer. We're gonna read this one. This is a Christmas one, but we're gonna read it anyways. It's gonna be good. So we're gonna be reading those. So that's just the one that I purchased, and then this is the library haul for today. So these are the ones that we got to return, but we got fresh new titles. This one I'm a little weary of. If you know, you know. The Monster in the Bathhouse. The Monster in the Bathhouse. I was like, wait. But we're going to give it a try. We're very tolerant here. You want to read that one? The Monster in the Bathhouse? We're very tolerant here. Yeah, we'll put this on the side. I can't wait. All right, let's go ahead and get started. We are going to begin with Where the Sidewalk Ends. Oh, just in case also, if you haven't been here Sunday or Monday, tomorrow is Project Wednesday. We will be doing The rainbow fish, we will be using acrylics. We will be using acrylics. I was thinking of getting that spray paint that you paint it with to make it shiny afterwards. But we will be using acrylics. I have purchased a lot. I purchased more embellishments, and we're going to be using a mixed media with paper and oh, John, just in time. Oh, perfect. And then instead of little bubbles, we put little gemstones on there. This is going to be a really good one. This one might take a while, and I'm going to bring the hair dryer out to dry it really quick. Because I was telling the East Coast feed that this one I had to set out in the sun for a couple of hours so it would dry. Hey, Just Relax, welcome in. All right, let's see where we left off. Okay. This one is called Snowman. Can This Happen is my new favorite. Right? We're going to do some more of that later. Snowman. 'Twas the day of the springtime, and the snowman stood alone. As the winter snows were melting, and the pine trees seemed to groan. Ah, you poor, sad, smiling snowman, you'll be melting by and by. Said the snowman, what a pity, for I'd like to see July. Yes, I'd like to see July, and please don't ask me why. But I'd like to. Yes, I'd like to. Oh, I'd like to see July. Chirped a robin just arriving. Seasons come and seasons go, and the greatest ice must crumble when it's flowers' time to grow. And as one thing is beginning, so another thing must die. And there's never been a snowman who has ever seen July. No, they never. Excuse me. No, they never see July, no matter how they try. No, they never, ever, never, ever, never see July. But the snowman smiled or sniffed his carrot nose and said, at least I'll try. And he bravely smiled his frosty smile and blinked his coal black eye. And there he stood and faced the sun, a-blazing from the sky. And I really cannot tell you if he ever saw July. Did he ever see July? You can guess as well as I. If he ever, if he never, if he ever saw July. That was a good one. Snowman. A snowman who wants to see July. The crocodile's toothache. I think I remember this one. The snowman one didn't come with the picture. The crocodile. The crocodile went to the dentist and sat down in the chair. And the dentist said, now tell me, sir, why does it hurt and where? And the crocodile said, I'll tell you the truth. I have a terrible ache in my tooth. And he opened his jaws so wide, that the dentist, he climbed right inside. And the dentist laughed, oh, isn't this fun? As he pulled the teeth out one by one. And the crocodile cried, you're hurting me so. Please put down your pliers and let me go. But the dentist just laughed with a ho ho ho. And he said, I still have 12 to go. Oops, that's the wrong one, I confess. But what's one crocodile's tooth, more or less? Then suddenly the jaws went snap, and the dentist was gone, right off the map. And where he went, no one could only guess. To north or south or east or west. He left no forwarding address. But what's one dentist, more or less? Do you guys like that one? Oh, okay. Yeah, it usually comes up. I usually get that on my end too. Um, just relax. I don't know why. Yeah, oh, isn't this fun? The dentist. Uh-huh. Yeah, I don't know if it. I think that just might come up. The crocodiles. Oh, and here's the picture for that one. The crocodile's got its mouth open. That dentist is all the way in there. You got the little sink to rinse out your mouth, little chair, the light. Thumbs. Oh, the thumbsucker's thumb may look wrinkled and wet, and withered, and white as the snow, but the taste of a thumb is the sweetest taste yet, as only we thumbsuckers know. That was a good one. That was cute. Wild boar. If you tell me the wild boar has 20 teeth, I'll say, why, sure. Or say that he has 33, that number's quite all right with me. Or scream that he has 99, I'll never say that you were lying. For the number of teeth in a wild boar's mouth is a subject I'm glad I know nothing about. I know nothing, and the word look at is about. They had to figure out how to make that rhyme somehow. Okay, our last poem for the night is Lester. Lester was given a magic wish by the goblin who lives in the banyan tree. And with his wish, he wished for 2 more wishes. So now, instead of just 1 wish, he cleverly had 3. And with each one of these, he simply wished for 3 more wishes, which gave him 3 old wishes plus 9 new. And with each of these 12, he slyly wished for 3 more wishes, which added up to 46, or is it 52? Well, anyways, he used each wish to wish 4 wishes till he had 5,007,018,034. And then he spread them on the ground and clapped his hands and danced around and skipped and sang and then sat down and wished for more and more and more. They multiplied, while other people smiled and cried and loved and reached and touched and felt. Lester sat amid his wealth, stacked mountain high like stacks of gold, sat and counted and grew old. And then one Thursday night they found him, dead, with his wishes piled around him. And they counted the lot and found that not a single one was missing. All shiny and new, here, take a few, and think of Lester as you do. In a world of apples and kisses and shoes, he wasted his wishes on wishing. Right? The third wish for more wishes, and he collected a whole bunch of wishes. He never used his wishes. He ended up dying. He wasted his wishes on wishing. And if you say that many times, he wasted his wishes on wishing. It sounds interesting. He wasted his wishes on wishing. All right. Let's take a vote where the sidewalk ends. What is your vote for tonight? 1 through 10. I give these a 10. I give these a 10. Where the sidewalk ends. What are you guys thinking tonight? Where is the thought process tonight? Hadrian, yes? Oh, 10. You give it a 10. I was thinking one or two for some reason. I was thinking, did you meant to spell dose? I asked for one of my wishes to be having an in. Well, there you go. Just relax. Hey, Jackson Donnelly, welcome in. Yeah, Jackson Donnelly. It's very interesting names on YouTube. Brooke Comer, 8.5. Lauren, 10 out of 10 for about. Yeah. That was an interesting word, huh? Anna, 10. John Diaz. Oh, no, that's fine. Jackson Donnelly. Welcome to those of you who are on YouTube. DC 10. It's a good one. That was a good one. All right, we are going to read, let's see, we got 15 out of 20 of the doves. We're almost reaching our dove goal. Let's read this one. The Monster in the Bathhouse. Written and illustrated by Sina Marabian. That's a good picture, though. Oh, thank you so much, Jackson Donnelly. I'll subscribe to. I'll subscribe to your page as well. The Monster in the Bathhouse. Looks like it's a family affair. Everybody's getting ready to go into the bathhouse. When was this? 2022. Publish. The bathhouse is always busy the day before Nowruz. Everyone wants to be clean for the new year. What would I wish for if I could only have 3 wishes? I would wish for my dream home paid off. I would wish for a second car. And then my third wish, a certain amount of money. Very, what do you call it? What's the word? Worldly. Superficial. So this is, it says, the bathhouse is always busy the day before Nowruz. I've never heard of that word before. What is Nowruz? Everybody's just kicking it. They've got some tea. Watermelon. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jackson Donnelly, what is Nowruz? Nowruz. And everyone wants to be clean for the new year. Maybe it's a New Year's type of celebration. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of... To celebrate, the bathhouse passes out tea and sweets. They've even set up their own half sin. Okay. Yeah. To celebrate, the bathhouse passes out tea and sweets. They even set up their own half sin. Okay, the word sin is in here. With special items to say hello to spring. Today is the last day of winter. Oh, okay. Interesting. This has probably got to be a culture that we're not familiar with. Candyman immediately. What was that? Did you hear that too? Thunk. Okay, so they're in the bathhouse and then they hear something. Hey, Kobe Lundy, welcome in. Oh, Persian New Year. Long, healthy life with my family and myself. World peace and good amount of money. So, yes. Just relax. I love that. Myself and family and friends when I need. Oh, that's very sweet. Just relax. Okay. I'm sorry, Kate. Thunk. So they hear a noise. Maybe we should stay here. Sounds like someone's making a mess. Thump, thunk, splash. Only one way to find out. So they hear a noise in the bathhouse. And they're not sure what it is. So they're gonna go find out. Something very big has taken a bath. So they're thinking that maybe there's something in there that's just kind of destroyed everything. Looks like the monster's destroyed things. It's got some bubbles there too. Monster in the back. With very large feet to break all the pumices. Yeah, this is very odd. But I love it too, Lord. It's very odd. Who writes about pumice stones in children's literature? And very sharp horns to rip all the loofahs. Well, if it's one thing it's gay. It's talking about loofahs and pumice stones. So this must be a happy Pride Y'all book. A monster. Look at that. Pumice stones and loofahs. It's a dive with big horns and big dirty feet. It comes to ruin Nauruts. The fathers have a good laugh. A monster in our bathhouse will teach it a lesson. But, so there's the monster there in the back. Right? Happy Pride, y'all. The fathers have a good laugh. A monster in our bathhouse will teach you a lesson. We'll see. It's a look at that. All we are dealing with is a shadow and a sun. And then look at all the dads. They're all afraid themselves, the little kids. Meow. A cat. Oh, that's okay, Kay. For the rest of the day, everyone knows what story they'll be sharing at Nauruts. Look at everybody. They found the cat. What an adventure. We saved the day just in time for the new year. I think we would have to do some research on the culture for this one to fully understand it. Yeah, the bubble hair. Right? This one here, and look at this guy's right here. All right, really? On Nauruts, everyone celebrates the new year. Oh, I guess so. Maybe there really was a monster. And there's the cat that came in. It says, author's note. In many places in the world, the first day of spring marks the beginning of the new year. This holiday is known as Nauruts. The streets are normally quiet, but if you listen carefully, you can hear the cheering of people inside their homes as they celebrate Nauruts. They're eating sweets and counting down the last few seconds to the new year. Everyone wears new clothes, and children show each other their ID, the gifts from the grown-ups for the new year. There is half sin, a table filled with a collection of items like greens, coins, and apples spread in every house to bring love and prosperity to the new year. In Persian stories, dives are often depicted as very scary monsters with big horns and sharp teeth who crave to eat people. But maybe there's a different side to dives, and perhaps they're not that scary at all. I'll let you decide. Interesting. This is a good example of we learned a different culture using children's literature. The monster in the bathhouse. Now Ruts is the beginning of spring. It's Persian background. So I'm unfamiliar with it. The Persian culture. This is a good one. Yeah, Jackson, this was a really good one. This is why we appreciate children's literature. We elevate the children's literature genre here. Refreshing to hear something. Yeah, Lauren, that was definitely new and is very different. All right, let's go ahead and vote for what we've read so far. 1, Where the Sidewalk Ends. We love a good nostalgic, we love a good classic 90s, 80s, 90s poem book. Oh, Jackson, you weren't here for the first one. That's okay. The Monster in the Bathhouse. 2. So in the comment section, put 1 for Where the Sidewalk Ends, or 2 for The Monster in the Bathhouse. What is everybody thinking tonight? Jackson, you like number 2? Yeah, that one was a good one, huh? We learned a lot on that one. Brooke Comer, 2. John, 2. Anna, 2. Stacy, 2. Brooke Comer, welcome in. 2 for dudes spending quality time together. Right, Lauren? You gotta give it to him. You gotta give it to him for spending quality time together in the bathhouse. That's so funny. Love it. All right. Let's look at the new purchases that we got. Because there were some very interesting ones that I saw. Oh, you guys are gonna like this one. Yes, bonding and fighting monsters together. A very great manly thing to do. This one is called Previously. Now it might be a little bit redundant, but you'll get it after we read the first story. Previously on Grey's Anatomy. We love a good end page. For those of you on YouTube, we appreciate a good end page. The pages that lead into a children's literature book are called end pages. And sometimes we get solid colors, other times we get illustrations. We always aim for an illustration because it just elevates the book. Previously. Look at that. I love this illustration, very simple. John, I don't. I've heard about it though. Previously. Goldilocks arrived home all bothered and hot. I can see why they were selling some of these books. Goldilocks arrived home all bothered and hot. Previously, she had been running like mad in the dark woods. Previously, she had been climbing out of somebody else's window. So there's Goldilocks. She was running out of somebody's home and through the woods. And she ran back home. Previously, she had been sleeping in somebody else's bed, eating somebody else's porridge, and breaking somebody else's chair. So we're going backwards. Yeah, she has some antisocial behavior. So we're going backwards in these fairy tales, or these little tales. Previously, she had been humming a tune and having a little skit by herself in the dark woods. Previously, she had bumped into a hurdling and older boy named... So this is the beginning of the Goldilocks and the Three story. Hey, Kay. So she was previously with a boy. She is gonna find herself in juvie. Previously, she had bumped into a a hurtling and older boy named Jack. Goldilocks used to be my favorite book when I was young. Aw, that's a good tale. Jack was running like mad in the dark woods with a hen under his arm. Previously, he had stolen the hen and climbed down a beanstalk. Previously, he had crept out of the enormous house through an enormous cat door. Enormous cat door. Previously, he had been hiding in an enormous shoe. Previously, he had climbed up the beanstalk. So this is going back in time. Previously, he was swapped by his cow for some magic beans. Previously, his unhappy, not to say desperate, mother had sent him to market to sell the cow because they were so poor. Previously, he had been playing soccer with his little pals. Previously, he had come tumbling down the high hill with his argumentative little sister. Who do you think this is? Yes, backwards story. Who do you think the next story is going to be about? Jill. Ta-da! Jill and Jack had been climbing the hill with a bucket. Previously, they had been arguing over who should carry the bucket. Who had carried the bucket last time, and anyway, where was the bucket? We love a good thatched home. We love a good thatched home, a good thatched roof. Previously, while eating their breakfast and arguing over the free gift in the cornflake box, they had been said hello to through the open kitchen window by a small green. What do you think? By a small green. Think of your fairy tales. What do you think it's going to be? By a small green frog. The frog was sitting on the windsill with a sorrowful look in his eyes and a crown on his head. Previously, he had been, there's Jack and Jill arguing, a prince. A prince and the frog. The prince was a sorrowful young man. Previously, a wicked fairy had put a spell on him. Previously, he had been a cheerful young man, eating his dinner from golden plates and traveling his kingdom in a milk-white Mercedes. Previously, he had fallen in love with a disappearing girl named Cinderella. Cinderella was running like mad away from the ball. Previously, she had been dancing her socks off with the prince. Previously, a good fairy had put a spell on her. Previously, she had been dressed in rags and slaving away for the ugly sisters. Previously, on her afternoon off and out for a stroll in the dark woods, she had been bumped into by the gingerbread boy. The gingerbread boy was being chased by a little old man, a little old woman, a cow, a different cow, a horse, a butcher, a baker, a school full of children, and a quick brown fox. This is John, your favorite Christmas book. Yes, not my gun front button. Previously, he had been baked in an oven. Look at that great oven. Isn't that a great illustration? Previously, he had been a bag of flour on a shelf in a shop, a field of golden wheat, and a sack full of seeds. That was the gingerbread man. Isn't it, Jackson? It's really good. We love good. We appreciate really good illustrations on children's literature. Previously, the farmer, Goldilocks' uncle, had plowed the ground and planted the seeds, reaped and sowed, sowed and reaped. It is, right? Just relax. It's very creative. They kept the same stories but made a story outside of it. And previously, Goldilocks herself and Jack and Jill and all the others, even the little old man and the little old woman, had all been tiny babies previously. Let's start them off where they all begin. What's the one commonality they all had? At one point, they were all babies. Isn't that great? This is a good... Oh, we're not done yet. And all the bears were cubs, and all the frogs were tadpoles, and all the buckets and chairs and ballroom floors were planks of wood, and all the wood was trees in the dark woods. Okay, Jackson, have yourself a good night. In the sun and the wind and the rain, under the endless sky, once upon a time. That was really creative. Once upon a time. And then it ends previously. Lauren, you're right. The end. This was a creative storytelling. Lauren, yeah, this was a good one. This is creative. My vote, I think, shifted. All right. Jackson, we're here every night, same time. Tomorrow's Project Wednesday. Remember, we'll be doing a project and then reading one book. Okay. You guys are getting really good titles tonight. You guys are getting really good titles. We started out where the sidewalk ends. Then the monster in the outhouse. And then 3, previously. I'm going to go with 3. This was a good one. I'm going to go with 3. This one was a good one. What's everybody's votes? Lauren, 3. Just Relax, 3. DC, 3. Stacy, 3. Mexi Pina, 3. Kimberly, 3. Yeah, Anna, that was a good one. Janelle Howell, 3. Anna, 3. Hey, Bobby, welcome in. It was a good way to tell a story. Not taking any information, you're just building around it. Building around the story. Yeah, it could have went even farther, you're right. There probably is, so we'll have to look up and see if the author came up with anything new. All right, let me pour some tea. We have our new tea decanter. Yeah, the third one was really creative. We're drinking honey lavender tonight. Thank you so much. We're 80% at our goal. Yay! Thank you so much. We met our goal. I really appreciate it. Lauren, thank you for that. All right, let's go ahead. We're going to read this one. The Hanukkah Magic of Nate Goodall. I was thinking of Gal Gadot, but that's Goodall. Godot, she spells it differently. Yeah, let's set the next goal. Thank you so much, Lauren, for reminding me that. Let's see. Let's do, what are we looking at here? Let's do finger hearts. And let's do 20 of the finger hearts. I haven't seen Madonna Browntown in a while. She was just in here the other day. Just relax. Yeah, G A D O. Thank you for spelling that, Anna. Yeah, I was looking at it. This one, Gadot. This Goldo. So this must be Gadol. Yeah, she's doing really good. She's busy. We love a good powder blue. And then this one has like little sparklies on it. Like you can't see it, but these little dots here sparkle. Nate Goodall was a great big spirit who had eyes as shiny as golden coins and a smile that was lantern bright. In answer to people's prayers, he made things last as long as they needed to. Sometimes the task was huge, like when he got the call from above to make a tiny bit of oil last 8 days and nights in the far off long ago. And sometimes it was a smaller thing, like keeping a flower fresh long after it should have faded, to keep up the spirits of someone sick in bed. Yes, a very good holiday book. But we got a lot of information on our friend just at the beginning. And look at, guys, look at that shine. See that shine right there? He's shiny. And look at the flower. See how that color changes? It's like a foil. He's got foil embellishments on him. Big or small, the task would suit Nate either way. It didn't matter if he was making butter stretch for an important cake or keeping a dam strong for keeping a dam strong in a storm. Singers didn't need him necessarily to hold a very long note, but if a person's whole life depended on it, you could count on him, or you could count on him. He's a big giant. Look at him compared to the other people. Nate especially liked the Glazer family, who took a boat over from Europe during what should have been the Purim holiday. Purim. They'd spent every last penny buying their passage, so of course there was nothing left over for gift. There was nothing left over for gift baskets. Miss Glazer had brought along her last bit of chocolate, planning to share it with the children for the holiday. But when the time neared and she looked at the small lump wrapped carefully in a handkerchief, her heart sank, knowing it would not be enough. Get that. Those illustrations. Gorgeous illustrations, great storytelling. This is a nice book. Yeah, we're going to add this to our Christmas collection. Yet come the eve of the holiday, when she pulled out the handkerchief, there was not one lump, but 3. And every time she broke off a piece, it seemed that there was more she hadn't noticed. Yay! Look at that chocolate. We love a good chocolate brownie. We love a good chocolate brownie. This will be a good one to read with the Christmas Miracle of, what was that, the name of that one? The Christmas Miracle of, and it was the guy's name. Nate loved stuff like that. They were such a hard-working bunch, those Glazers. So friendly, too. And when they got to America, they shared what little they had with their closest neighbors, the O'Malleys. When the days got colder, they gave an outgrown coat to Fergus O'Malley, and little Elijah Glazer helped push the O'Malleys' potato cart home from the market. Definitely European history, European background. We love good cobblestone street. We love a good cobblestone street. But no one was prepared for that winter of 1881. That year, the cold came early. The harvest was slim, and the crowds in the market thinned. Miss Glazer shared their food around as best she could, and sometimes skipped her portion. The next door, then next door, baby Carrie O'Malley got sick, and her family had no money for medicine. Aww. He's always there, that spirit. He's always putting extras. He's extra putting extras. And then look at the little family there. It's a cold winter day, a cold winter's night. And they're all eating porridge. Nothing Nate Goodall could do about that. He couldn't stretch what wasn't there. But Miss Glazer sold a small bench he'd been carving, or Mr. Glazer sold a small bench he'd been carving and gave the money to the O'Malleys to buy medicine for Carrie. Nate could stretch that to last till she was better. Still, it meant there was nothing left over for Hanukkah sweets. Oh well, Mr. Glazer said to Miss Glazer, Hanukkah's chocolates. Nice, but it's not so important. Of course, they both knew the kids would be disappointed. Aw, so they sold what they had for the kid next door who was sick. The Glazers. That night happened to be Christmas Eve. The wind howled through the cracks like an angry cat, and snow began to settle on the rooftops, where Nate Goodall stood looking out over the street. Suddenly, Nate heard a rumble of something like hooves on tar, and a voice shouting, "Whoa!" behind him. Isn't that great? It was a man in a bright red suit, a gang of reindeer breathing clouds heavily into the cold air, and a sleigh that looked decidedly off kilter. The red-suited man was not happy. "Hey, Nick, what's the matter?" asked Nate. The two knew each other from way, way back. So we've got the Jewish holiday and we have the Christian holiday coming together. "I don't know what happened," Santa said. "The sleigh magic is nearly empty, and there are a lot of people having trouble believing this year." "'Fraid so," said Nate, thinking of the O'Malleys. Then suddenly an idea came to him. "Hey, Nick, you got any chocolate loaded on that sleigh of yours? And could I borrow a little? I'm sure we can find something in all of these presents," said Nick. Oh, you're thinking of that one family. And then look at that gold foil there. And then his eye. A happy handshake, and a few minutes later, each friend had helped the other. Santa's sleigh was now sparkling with Goodall magic, and Nate's sack was full to the brim. Well, thank you so much for that gift, Corey. I really appreciate it. And then look at that shine. Santa's sleigh had magic again. In the O'Malley's apartment, boxes with ribbons and shiny paper spilled out from under the tree. And in the Glazers' big bags of Hanukkah chocolate sat outside each person's bedroom door, on top of something that had never been there in years past. Boxes with ribbons and shiny paper, too. Look at how pretty that gold is on that back. Look at that shimmer. Look at that shimmer. When you catch it, look at that shimmer. Look how pretty that is. And then we love those windows. We love a good holiday window with a Christmas tree, a family, and then a yellow glow coming out of the windows. A nice warm yellow glow. After that, the idea of Hanukkah presents really caught on. I mean, what could be bad about presents? And if times were hard, there was always someone they could turn to. Aww, the story of Hanukkah. The menorah. Because Nate Gadol is never too far away if a family is one latke. Because Nate Gadol is never too far away if a family is one latke, one candle, or one wish too short of a magical holiday. I love that. Nick Gadol is never too far away if the family is one latke or one candle or one wish short. You go, Queen. You go. With your frosted tips. You go, girl, with your frosted tips. Because you never know who's going to be one latke short. I love it. Okay, let me read the author's note. I grew up in a family that observed all Jewish holidays with relish. We lit candles and sang blessings every Friday night for Shabbat. I dressed up as King Ahasuerus for the Purim parade and ate candy apples at shul. We decorated the sukkah, scoured the house, and brought out bright yellow dairy plates for Passover. But Hanukkah held a special place for me as a child, and it wasn't just the dreidel games at the family party and the latkes. Oh, latkes. For sure, it was also the anticipation of presents. Yeah, our silver fox king. Hanukkah celebrations have long borrowed from extra Jewish culture. One of the classic holiday songs, Moaz Tusur, Sheltering Rock. Oh, let me there we go. Drew its tune from two popular German folk songs in the 16th century. Dreidels came from a Central European gambling game in the 1500s, but it turns out that present giving on Hanukkah is a peculiarly American innovation. As far back as the late 1800s, settling in our new home, as the fear of pogroms in the old country began to fade, we looked for ways to experience and express the first whiffs of economic progress. And one of the ways that seemed most satisfying to parents was buying gifts for their children. Oh, interesting. This sparked what has been called the Hanukkah industry. Historian Diane Ashton, author of Hanukkah in America, tells us that Yiddish newspapers of the time started to make money by running advertisements for holiday gifts, and that presents was among the first English words to appear in Yiddish newspapers. Gotta give it to America. If you're gonna come to America, you're gonna be a consumer. You're gonna get your passport and your credit card. Start consuming. This was a good one. This was a good find. This is only 25 cents, guys. Only 25 cents. All right, let's take a vote. Leave it to America. Right, John John? The eagle in the back. Leave it to America. Take out all the specialty, all the tradition out of your holidays because you're going to buy. You're going to buy. You have to buy. You got to consume. We started with Where the Sidewalk Ends. 1. 2, The Monster in the Bathhouse. You guys got some very interesting titles tonight. Have a good night, Lauren. Previously, 3. And then The Hanukkah Magic of Nate Gadol. This one is so interesting. 4. I think my vote changed. I'm going to go with 4. Right, John John? Caw, caw, caw. I love those. America. Caw, caw, caw. Caw, caw. What is everybody's vote tonight? Let's see. Brooke Comer 3, Janelle Howell 3. John for you. My vote shifted. I really like her. Alexa, Where the Sidewalk Ends. Yeah, that's really good poems. I like starting with poems. It's fun. DC 3, Sheep Jam 3, Anna 3. Any other votes out there? YouTube, those of you on YouTube, what were your favorite ones? Okay, let's go ahead and take out the Alexa 1, Aaron 3. We need to take out the Bud, Spring Bud. I wonder if we're gonna get through these. I wonder if we're gonna get through the buds. We'll have to leave the tree up. We're gonna put this spring bud over here. Alrighty, friends. Thank you so much for the 16K thousand likes. Thank you also for the first goal that we achieved, which were the I think we did the heart puffs. Was that? I can't remember what it was that we did. And then the finger hearts, we got halfway through those ones. We will be back tomorrow for Project Wednesday. We'll start this hour with the rainbow fish, and then we'll move in right into our projects. Everybody, have a good night. Thank you so much, Corey. Same here. Have a good night, everybody. Sleep tight, and we will see you tomorrow. Have a good night, everybody on YouTube.